Hello, everybody, and welcome to the alumni podcast for the English School Nicosia Alumni Voices. Today, I am delighted to introduce you to Constantinos Nearchou, ESL 2025, which means you literally graduated a few days ago. Welcome, and thank you for taking the time out to talk to us.
Course.
It's lovely. Also, not only ESL 2025, but you were also head boy for this year. And in exploring your the role of head boy and your relationship with the headmaster, which is what I'd like to focus on a little bit today, is that relationship. And that relationship is a partnership of leadership. And the more research I've done into it, the more I've realized what it actually entails, and that your role is actually a symbolic extension of the headmaster's leadership.
That's true.
Pretty big shoes there for you. I'm really interested to find out where your character is and your personality and sort of what drew you to that role. I mean, you've obviously been aware of it beforehand. So would you like to elaborate a little bit about that, being the head boy?
Yeah. So being a head boy was just, in this school specifically, it's, I don't know if you have heard about the whole campaign stuff and the way to become the head boy or the head girl. It's just a huge 3-day event happening at school. Literally no student is going to class. Everyone is just thinking about who to vote, who to campaign for, and who to persuade.
It's like a member of parliament campaign kind of thing.
It was just last year when I was running about head boys, it was when the European Parliament elections were as well.
Okay.
And the municipality elections. And some of my dad's friends were asking if I was literally running for a
position in office.
Position in office, yeah, because we were posting stuff on Instagram, on so the whole social media range, and
wow. So it's not just a simple stand you up on a stage and they vote for you because they know you. It is a full-on campaign.
Full-on campaign, yeah.
So you've got to be really serious about wanting this job. How long have you wanted to be head boy?
The first time, you can start to vote when you are year 3.
Okay.
At year 3. That's when you get into start, getting to know people, getting to know the whole experience, because when you're young, you just see those year 7, 6-year-older kids that just do what they do, and you can't understand actually what they're doing. But when you get in year 3 and you are actually getting involved in this this whole experience, you're starting to thinking, what if I want to do this? I like this as well. And as time passes and you see that people actually care about this whole experience and this whole campaign, you say, yeah, I want to do this as well. And so personally, I wanted this 2 years before I ran.
Really?
Yeah, I was in year 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're already thinking, what's my campaign? What's my angle? What, do people, you're going to be very conscious about the way you are in school, because you want people to like you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you have to be that leader right from...
You're building your portfolio and everything.
Exactly. Wow.
Being a member of the council and much more stuff,
Wow. I can't even imagine that in grade 4, year 4, which you would be 13, 14?
No, I was 14 to 15, actually, yeah.
That's incredible. Wow. So, what I would really like to do as part of this interview is to bring in the headmaster, Mr. Walker, to interview you instead of me, because of the relationship that you've developed over the last 12 months. You are both at a pivotal point in your lives. You yourself are now moving into adulthood and university and everything. And Mr. Walker is actually retiring. So your year group is the last year group that he will have graduated. So both of you are on the precipice of a whole new life. So I think to bring you both together and have a discussion about this last year would actually be really interesting for the viewers. So I am going to hand over to Mr. Walker right now. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. Thank you.
Well, Konstantinos, back again. It doesn't seem very long, does it? So last night the gala dinner, which was a fantastic event, and then the night before graduation. So how do you feel now you've got there?
I still think I haven't, realized it and clicked that I have actually graduated, and I think I gotta wait for another week to hit me, and because we're still having these events and everything, so I'm still seeing people and the whole of the year group. But as soon as everything just stops and we go to the army or the girls go to university, and that's it really gonna hit.
Certainly will when you go to the army. That's going to. A lot of people have been commenting about your speech and how good it was, and there was a lot of humour there, which hasn't always been the sort of thing that you've been noted for. Let's put it that way. When you were writing that speech and thinking about what you were going to say, what was going through your mind, and why did you take that approach?
What I thought about was just, I'm an 18-year-old boy. Yes, I'm the president of the school, but I'm still an 18-year-old boy. It's now that we're transitioning into adulthood and everything, and I also thought of my co-head that she's just writing a whole different speech. We were thinking, why have two very similar speeches? We don't want the audience to get bored. So I started to think how to change it. I'm thinking I'm still young, I'm still a boy, I'm still feeling like a teenager. Even though I'm driving or having the 18 plus Revolut account, I'm still I'm still in school. So why not act like it? Joke about it. Also, of course, being careful with it, not to offend anyone specifically. I was mostly having fun and offending my year group because we actually did some questionable stuff, but it was fun.
Questionable, it was questionable. And I happened to be there at most of those things. So, I mean, our viewers and listeners are not aware of what you said. Why don't you just let us into some of those things that you referenced in your speech, because they will, obviously being alumni, many of them will resonate, or the things will resonate with them because they will have gone through some of those things, but you guys did them in a little different way.
Yeah. So starting off, I think I started with the haunted house. It was in October during our barbecue when the ESPA hosted the barbecue at school, and I think it became some sort of a tradition of the past 3 to 4 years for the year 7s to have a haunted house in a classroom or a tent. It's been changing, but the idea is there for this past couple of years. I personally wasn't there. I was hosting the futsal tournament down at the football courts with all of my friends and everyone, but the rest of the year group were doing the haunted house. We were really excited about it. We went to Jumbo, we bought a whole range of stuff to scare the kids and everything. It got a bit out of hand in the darkness and I think we got a little bit more than we should have in the mood, of haunting and scaring everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, my classmates, most of them actually, were scaring the children. Well, we had those the bats and hitting on stuff, so we create noise, and at some point it got out of hand a bit.
I remember you guys coming to say that there'd been a little bit of damage to
little bit of damage.
Furniture. A little bit of damage. What else? Some of the other things. So that was haunted house. That was number one. There's a few on the list.
A few, yeah. We also had the famous Binda, of course.
The famous Binda.
The famous Binda. It's a tradition.
Well, Binda by two.
Binda by two,
because a lot of the earlier graduates would have only had one Binda. Now there's this tradition of having one at the beginning of the year. Not sure exactly what you're celebrating, but
the start.
And the start, and then one at the end of the year, which is understandable. But so you had two, and things got a little bit out of hand again.
They did, but I really think our first pinda was controlled. I mean, it was fine. The second one, again, got out of hand. You know, we got excited. Of course, it was the last week of school, everything going on. Oh my God, we're graduating. Oh my God, this is the last week we're coming to school. Next step is the A-levels exam. We don't have any other time to party until after the exams are done. So we want to celebrate. We actually organized it pretty well, but then again, it got out of hand. You know, it's a bit hard to control 140 behaviors.
And I remember, like you and the other student leaders saying to me, you know, we've got this under control. We've got this under control, and then coming to me and saying we haven't got this so much under control anymore, and we actually can't control our classmates. If you now look back at sort of the school years across the time you've been, what are perhaps the most memorable experiences for you in school?
In school, actually.
Yeah.
In school, I think all over the year was just year 7.
Well, across the whole of school. What are the things that you think have been events or experiences that have shaped who you are now, and that, you know, will always live with you?
I think the first experience that comes to mind, and I think the most impactful to me, was the campaign I talked beforehand about. You know, it's hard for a kid in year 6, 17, 18-year-old to just put themselves out there, and it takes a lot of confidence and effort and time and money.
I had never seen anything like it. It is unique, I think, and it is just over the top. And I guess what we've been trying to do, I mean, your predecessors, they came and said, this is too much, you've got to try and bring it down, and we're trying to take some of that pressure and intensity out of it, because it had got out of hand and over the top, I think, in previous years.
But I don't think we should take away the spirit, the nature of it. I mean, having those T-shirts coming to school, to campaign, having the social media accounts, it's just what needs to be controlled is, just like you said, the pressure and the, you know, it's as you can imagine, if 2 people are running for a position, they have been preparing for a long time as their friends. Their friends are getting motivated, and they want for their friend to be elected, of course. So the friends, that's what gets out of hand sometimes. The pressure they put on their candidate and the other candidates as well.
And we've also seen a drop in the number of candidates in years, because I think I got told there were used to be sort of 12, and now this in your year group was only 6, and then this last year
the year
was 7.
Before,
And so maybe that is because it is too much for some people to handle. But I mean, so what were the critical skills that you think you learned or developed through that process?
It's gotta be organization.
Yeah,
I think that's number 1, because organizing everything, you know, I've got so many people that helped me. I had an art team, a social media team. They were doing their works, but I was behind them. I was organizing them. I told what people to do what, and you really need to be organized. You really need to be organized, because if not, you are gonna get lost in that, and your academic life is also staying behind if you're getting lost into the whole campaign thing.
Yeah. Okay. standing, your campaign is one. What other things at school that you think have been things that stand out for you?
It's gotta be our concert, I think.
Yeah. Tell us about this, because this is, you said it in your speech that you were the first group to do this. I think for our viewers, just explain what you did.
So, what it was the idea at first was to host a concert at school. You know, if I don't know if you're aware, but some of the public schools are doing some sort of concerts and bringing Greek singers at their premises to sing. But what they are doing is they are ESPA, their corresponding ESPA that is organizing everything. They are getting on their backs. They are just responsible for anything that happens. What we wanted to do as a group, the student leaders, we wanted to host concert as well. What we actually wanted to do is to go a bit further than the public schools and what everyone else was doing.
It is the English school.
It is the English school after all, exactly. That's what we thought. So we were searching and found a name that was the money that they were asking was kind of better than the number ones and a bit more than the ones that the public schools were bringing. So we brought Despina Vandi. She's a Greek superstar.
Yeah, I'd never heard of her until you told me.
Yeah, we have been organizing that since last August. Has been a huge run because the cost of the whole event has been great.
Yeah,
and it's up to a big number. But what I've come to experience through this, and what I've mentioned in my speech as well, is that the English school community, the English school alumni, are actually so willing to help their students. We were looking for, you know, the nature of the concert was to be to raise funds to donate to charities. The Sophia Foundation, the Always Ioanna Skordi Foundation of our school. So we're searching for sponsorships in terms of like money or media coverage. And okay, most of the companies who are just picking up the phone and calling were not able to give us, but companies that are owned by alumni were so willing to help us, and they were actually the reason that the concert actually took place. Because if we didn't have that kind of money from them, we'll just cancel the concert because it wouldn't be successful.
Yeah. Now it wasn't all easy. I mean, in my speech, I referenced this as well because I saw behind the scenes what was happening, where you went to the previous board and approached them to get permission because they had to provide permission if you wanted to do it on the hockey field. And that didn't go so well.
No.
So just sort of describe, you don't have to do about the fine detail, but essentially what they told you and then how that impacted the way you felt, and then what did you do about it?
At first, that was a misunderstanding. At first, we thought we had the approval, and we really think we did have the approval from the board to host the concert, the hockey pitch. But then they disagreed. Okay, they're adults. They have their own opinions. We had our opinions as 18-year-olds. So yeah. At first, I think we were crushed because the whole point of having that concert was to have it at the school premises because it was the English school having the concert. It was ESL25 having the concert. So finding another venue, we hosted at the Pavilion Hall, which I wasn't a fan of at the first place because I really wanted it to be an outdoor concert at school and everything. So that door closed. We were searching for other venues. We thought of the partnership with the municipality at the anywhere at the gates that the municipality has. And we ended up hosting the event at the Pavilion Hall.
Yeah.
At first, I gotta admit, I wasn't so sure it was gonna be successful. I mean, limiting the capacity of the venue, because if it was gonna be hosted at school, the maximum capacity would have been 4,000 people. And they would have come because even year ones or even you, the teachers, everyone would have come. But hosting it at the Pavilion Hall, transitioning it at night, her coming out at 11 o'clock and leaving at 3 early in the morning, you are basically limiting your capacity, limiting your age range, because you are aiming from 18-year-olds to 50-year-olds that actually like the singer. So I wasn't so sure it was gonna be a success. Thankfully, we found a good amount of sponsorships that helped us, and our partners, because we were just for 18-year-olds, we didn't actually know what we were doing. So we had some partners out of school that were actually helping us and talking with the manager of the singer and everything. They helped as well a lot, and yeah.
That was great. And I think that is going to be one of the legacies that you leave. We both, in both of our speeches the other night, we also referenced another one of your sort of achievements, I think probably a more important achievement in terms of the way that your community service piece. Do you want to explain what that was, why did you do it, and how it's going to continue moving forward?
So what we actually thought at first was to look, we were having fun and everything, but we also gotta give back to the community. One thing we did was a concert, of course, and another thing was I personally had an idea because of my father being involved at the Sophia Foundation, and he told me about this this initiative they are having, where you are adopting kid in Kenya. So you are basically giving 20 euros per month. You can adopt as an individual or as a group. So you are giving it 20 euros per month to adopt that kid. You are basically giving it a house where it's they're living on together, obviously, but you're actually giving house, clothes, and food. What their actual mentality is of the Sophia Foundation, because I got to talk with Ms. Chagola, who is the founder and actually an English School alumnus. She really wanted to have this partnership with the school, because the school didn't actually capitalize that opportunity that she was an actual English school graduate. She told me that the American school in Larnaca, there was actually a teacher that took the initiative to bring that initiative, the program that they are having of adopting a kid into their school. And I thought, why not us? I mean, why can't we do this? Why hasn't it already been integrated into the school? It's nothing. I mean, we're actually giving 9,000 euros per year as tuition fees to the school. Why can't we just give 20 euros per form class per month to support a kid that has no education, no food, no clothes, and everything? So what I thought of doing is, of course, getting all the approvals and everything, and then starting small. Firstly, I just involved the year 7. I thought we have 6 form classes. Why not adopt 6 kids? 1 per form class. There are approximately 20 to 25 students per class, so it will just be €1 per student per month.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. I have started that, and have talked with so many teachers and students that will carry it forward, and it will expand through the years. It will expand through the school, and more than 6 kids will be adopted. And what is actually very nice about this program is that when you actually adopt the kids, you get sent a drive where pictures of the kid are uploaded every a month or two. So you can see their progress. You can see that your money is actually going somewhere. I'm helping that specific kid.
Yeah.
They're not just thrown away. And it's nice.
And I believe your sister's going to carry it on.
Yeah, my
and
sister
she's in year
is.
4 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's going to carry it forward. Well, that's great. So it's a fantastic legacy you're leaving. Let's talk a little bit more about you and your interests and about where you're going and what your journey is going to look like in the future. Now, obviously, I'm aware that engineering is the focus for you. It's all been about maths and physics, really, hasn't it? But that interest in engineering started at quite a young age. I think programmable robotic kits. Is that the So tell us about that. When was that, and then how did that spark an interest?
I think it started when I was like 6, 7 years old with Legos, and just putting stuff together, building something, about a car, a building, or police station. It actually intrigued me, and what my father did was, he's traveling to countries with his job. Every time, when I was a kid, of course, every time he was leaving and coming back, he brought another set of Legos with him from the airport, where there's a stand with Legos. And so he brought a small, every time he went out, he brought a small pack of Legos, and it got me intrigued. It got me interested. I built an Eiffel Tower once, or the Big Ben. Then, due to both of my parents being involved in computers, I was actually intrigued and about another set of, let's say, kits that Lego was having, because they have now stopped it. It's Transformers, and it's, you put a kit on a Lego, you program it through a computer, and it runs. It walks, or it goes 3 steps front and 2 steps to the right. Doing that at a young age was really interesting, I can say.
Maybe I should have got those sort of presents for my kids when I was traveling overseas, and they might have been doing different things today. But you also, the school is really well known for really bringing in the Formula One in schools into Cyprus, and then pretty much winning it all the time, and being in the national team and going and representing over internationally. Now, you took part in the Formula One in schools. So what was that like, and what did you learn from that process?
You start the Formula One in schools, let's say, operation and everything in year 2, where it's mandatory for every single student to do it. And I think it's an exceptional opportunity that the DT department is giving, because you're actually getting hands-on experience with building a similar or an F1-like car. It's made of plastic, of course, but organizing it, designing it, putting your thoughts down, the process, it actually gets into a real engineer design process. And it's actually a thing, a design process. And that's actually what we did. We didn't know it back then in year 2, but that's actually what we did. And one thing I actually have to admit that I miss, and I'm mad at myself that I didn't push it forward. There was a team in our year group that went to, where was it? Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia and Qatar.
And
they went to the Formula One in Qatar,
and
as well.
They continued their F1 until last year, and
they were recognized at graduation night.
Yeah, exactly. And I was actually thinking at the graduation, why didn't I continue it as well? it's one of the things that I just left there, and
that is the way it is. It's actually this will be the last year it's called Formula One in schools. It's now going to become STEM in schools, and they've changed the rules. So we've got to buy a whole new track, whole new everything, and it's there's all new qualification requirements and everything else. So, but we are still we're doing that because it will still remain, the nationals will still remain at the English school. We spent quite a bit of time, as I do with all the Year 7 students, sitting down and talking about their university references and where they're going. Now, I'm aware, you applied to some top universities. Have you decided where you're going next? And
not yet.
Right.
I'm actually taking the opportunity and to reapply next year through the army, because it's something that it's a mandatory service. So why not reapply and get another shot? I have of course I have applied to the UK like every single student in the English school, but I'm also applying to Europe and the US.
Yeah. I think you're going. France is one of the places that you're applying to, because you've actually learned French as well. So you've got, what is it, B2?
Yeah, B2.
Yeah, B2. You've already done that, so that gives you the opportunity. So did you think about that a long time? Why did you do that French? Was it to be able to have that opportunity to have that pathway?
It was my parents' idea, of course. When Brexit came, I was just year one. It was 2018, I think.
Yes,
I was year one. And everything was going on, chaos, everything. And fees were simply rising. And for a bachelor's degree to spend just 40,000 to go to a simple UK university just for the fees is, I believe, too much. I didn't know it back then. And I was very, my parents were just kept pushing me, go study your French, study your French. Why should I study French? Why should I study French? I see it now. I mean, it just opened the door that I think one or two students in my year group have it.
Yeah.
I mean, it just opens the door. There's absolutely nothing wrong, nothing bad about learning a new language. And it's only positives. I mean, nothing negative. The only negative is you just nagging to your parents that you don't want to study. But I've come to become year 7, and I actually think, what if I didn't have that door open to the France curriculum?
Yeah, now it gives you options. Yeah,
exactly.
So it's good. I remember in your applications, your personal statements and things, and your applications to US universities, you were writing around the application or the intersection of AI and engineering. Why do you think that is such an important space that you want to be working in?
AI is just every day it's getting integrated more and more into our lives. Everyone knows ChatGPT, everyone knows a whole range of AIs that we're simply just using in our daily lives. I was just seeing a statistic 3 days ago that ChatGPT is actually one of the top 3, and it's reaching Google as the highest search engine. And it's actually great. I mean, that we are progressing in technology and everything, but AI, as we all know, has its fears and everything. But I think if we can actually work with AI, and I genuinely think about it, and integrating in engineering, as you said, as I wrote in my essays, it's going to be huge. We haven't yet reached that level, but when we reach it, not if, when, it's going to be a great step to evolving as humanity.
Which arm of engineering are you looking at?
Mostly electrical.
Electrical, yeah. So that makes sense, yeah. Yeah. My son's doing electrical engineering now. He's graduated and he's in that field. So it's an exciting place to be at this time. You've also said that you wanted to contribute to society's growth. So what impact do you hope to have as an engineer?
I think that the first idea I had of everyone is asking me, why do you want to study engineering? You are the head boy, you are doing EYP, you're doing so much stuff that don't actually link to engineering. Why do you want to study engineering? I think that having an engineering degree is much more what you get, what qualities you get through the degree, the organization, the team working, the leadership, everything you get is much more important than actually learning what circuits to build on anything. So the problem solving ability that you actually get at the end of an engineering degree, I believe, is behind every major advancement that we had as a society in general. We need to have problem solving skills in order to address an issue. We need to have problem solving skills in order to solve an issue. So in order to contribute into society, we need to have those qualities, and that's the reason I think I'm actually studying engineering.
One of the statistics I also saw was that 30% of CEOs in the world are engineers, and there's a reason for that. Okay, so you've now finished school. I mean, reflecting back on 7 years there, I mean, are there any teachers, mentors, classmates, etc., that really helped shape your journey?
I really think what is the English school is doing and is good, and we need to keep it going, is the form tutor idea. Personally, I've had my form tutor since year one, and it has been great. She has been a person that was there since I was a little kid, 12 years old, and now I'm reaching 19.
Yeah.
She has literally seen me grown.
You can name her.
It's Miss Melis.
There we go.
Yeah. She has seen me grown. She has seen me putting my goals, achieving them. And unfortunately, some of my classmates didn't have that opportunity because their form tutors changed. And I think there is actually a form class in my year group that has been changing form tutors since year one. I've had 7 different.
Yeah.
I was one of the lucky ones that got the same form tutor, and it's really something. I mean, it's very important to have. Teachers are changing all the time, every year, every 2 years when we are switching from IGCSE to A levels. But having a single teacher, not teaching you actually maths, physics, or English, just being there for you to help, it's essential. And
because she's an English teacher and you're a physics and maths guy.
I haven't always been a good English student, but
yeah, that's great. Anyone else that you think of?
I think of some math teachers,
Mm-hmm.
Because of my love for mathematics and everything. It might be Mr. Kilaniotis and Mr. Zanoupas.
Okay.
The past 2 years of my A-level curriculum, they have been there for me. They have been helping me quite a few times, and I think not much more than just solving a math problem or how high a ball is gonna go when you throw it. Teachers, especially after year 6, you gotta experience a much more close relationship with them. And that's what we actually experienced with you, sir. The last 2 years, you have known me since last year from the student council, and we have went through so much, and actually we have ended up us just barging into your office, saying hi to Ms. Georgia and just knocking on your door and going in. That's something, and not every single student has got to experience that. And I think I'm very lucky to have had that relationship with my headmaster.
And that's what Victoria was talking about at the beginning. It's that relationship between the school leaders, both of the staff through the headmaster and the student leaders, is critical.
Hasn't always been like this, though.
Well, yes.
That's one thing that the school is just keep improving, and it's great, actually.
Okay. It's fantastic. We're nearly out of time, but I've got one more question for you. You're now officially an alumni, all right? So what does being part of that alumni community mean to you now?
It's what I said before. The alumni network of the English School is huge. We've had best-selling authors, Mr. Michailidis, that actually came to our graduation, to a person that I think that came last year to the graduation. That is
Central Bank,
Yeah, and another one that is in the Ferrari F1 team as an engineer. We have so many people that have just expanded through a whole range of careers. And what this actual community is, they're actually giving back. They really feel a sense of belonging, and we should also feel that sense of belonging. We should feel like they are there to help us, and because they are, every single person in the network, in the alumni community, is actually willing to help, and that's a great thing. I don't think many schools in Cyprus have that, and it's amazing that we actually have this opportunity, and we should really, really take advantage of it.
Yeah. Well, it's been sort of an honor and a privilege to work with you for the last 2 years, and particularly this last year. And, I know I've seen a lot of student leaders in my time, but I know that you're going to be incredibly successful, and you've given something very special to the school. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Now I'm going to hand over back to Victoria.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mr. Walker, and greatly appreciated. And Konstantinos, thank you so much. It's been incredible listening to you and your interview with Mr. Walker, and just thinking that the future of our planet is in capable hands like yours makes me feel very happy. Is there any closing statements you'd like to make before we wrap up?
I think it's an honor for me to be here, and it's been an incredible, chat with the headmaster. I really think that this podcast, this idea of having a podcast at school, is great, and we should promote it more, bringing more students, more alumni, as you said, and we need to expand it. And if we expand it, it's gonna be amazing. Everyone is going to be looking forward to listening to the podcasts and everything.
Right. I certainly believe it has plenty of potential. And like you say, the network is huge of graduates for the English School. Anyway, thank you again for your time. And I wish you all the best in the future. We will be following you on your socials. And hopefully we'll be able to check in about 10 years' time and maybe do this again on a Zoom call, or even if Zoom is available, then maybe not. Anyway, to that end, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and see you next episode.